Hello, I'm Mrs. Mercer, here to teach your Sunday Level 26 Day 3 lesson for today. We are going to go through the sound cards, and your child will say each sound out loud. Remember to prompt for the short and the long vowel sounds. I will do that on the video, but in case I forget, here we go. Quickly, do it as quickly as you can. Pause if you need more time, however. Also, for those of you at home, when the student makes an error, you'll say, let's trace. This is the letter M, which says as in mouse. You will show the keyword slide, and you will have them trace it 3 times. With 2 fingers. Okay. The short and the long sound for I. The short and the long sound for O. The short and the long sound for U. As you'll notice, about every 3rd lesson, we add the blend cards back in for review. The short and the long sound for E. Short and long sound for A. Okay, so now we're onto this section, the spell sound section of our lesson for today. I'm going to give you a sound, and then you are going to write the letters that make up that sound. First sound, ong. Repeat after me, and then write the letters that make up the sound ong. Ooh. If you need more time to write, as always, pause the video. X. Or. Ank. Ch. Okay, as always, if they make an error, prompt them for their own error correction, and use the script that we've kind of been using all the way along. I'll do an example with this one. I see I wanted or. Can you tell me what letters make up the sound or? Someone hopefully will say O-R. Okay, if you don't have or, cross it out and write or correctly. Now everybody write or 2 more times for extra practice. So even if they didn't miss it, have them write an extra couple of times. Practice is always good. Anyway, that's an example of the error correction for that section. Okay, and now you're going to read some words. You're going to pause the video. I'm going to move my face here out of your way. I wish there was a way on some slides that I could just take it off. Okay, so you're going to pause this video and you're going to read these words. Now, these words are a little bit different because they are nonsense words. So they're not going to sound like any words that you hear spoken regularly because they're nonsense words. This is just for you to practice your decoding skills and the rules that you've learned on these words. So let me get this down a bit. So pause the video and give yourself a moment to sound out these words and then say the whole word afterwards. So you can sound out each section, but make sure you say it as a whole word after that portion. Okay. All right, so now we're just going to review touch spelling again. I'm sure you're tired of hearing it, but just remember, if you're right-handed, you will touch spell with your left hand, starting with your pinky, following the sequence of how we read words. And if you're a lefty, you would start with your thumb on your right hand. Okay. Now, I'm going to dictate some words because we're on the spell sound section now. So you're going to, right here, you're going to spell words. Okay. And you're going to write these right here in this section. Okay. So I'm going to give you a word. You will repeat the word. You will touch spell the word, tapping out on a table, and then you're going to write it in the spell words section neatly. First word, dim. Repeat, then touch spell, then write. You will probably need to pause the video after each word to give yourself enough time. Dime. Repeat, touch spell, write. Do that with all the words. Blink. Whiff. Stool. As you spell, remember the rules that we have learned along the way. Shark. The next word is a sight word. It is 4, the number 4. Mad. Made. And our final sight word, does. Okay, give yourself time to look those over and make sure they're spelled correctly. Now, let's look at your words. Are these the words that you have written? Have you made any errors? If you have, cross them out and write the words correctly. If you have room, write it 3 times total correctly if you made an error. Now, after you've checked and made all your corrections, I want you to read your words that you've just written out loud. Pause the video to do the reading portion. Now we're on to the phrases and sentence spell words section. I am going to dictate a sentence to you. You are going to repeat it. You're going to tap it out, 1 word per finger, just kind of like touch spelling, except for instead of a sound per finger, you're going to have a word per finger. The first sentence is, the play is quite long. The play is quite long. Repeat, tap out the sentence, and then pause the video to write the sentence. Next sentence, did you fall in the lake? Repeat, tap out, and then write the sentence. It's important that we do not read the sentence word by word, that we do it as a complete sentence. When they tap out is when they can, sorry. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Get back on my slide, apparently. I'm not 100% sure what we were back at now. So now I want you to take a moment if you have completed both of your sentences. And I want you to check them for your caps. Check for capitalization. I'm just going to repeat the sentence again because I'm not sure. Yes, I did. Check for capitalization. Accuracy. Do you have the correct number of words? Is there correct spacing in between your words? Punctuation and spelling. After you've checked that, okay, then let's check together. Is this what you have written in your sentence section? If you made an error, cross it out, don't erase it, and just correct what error you have made. Make sure they're spelled correctly. Do you have the correct capitalization? Do you have the correct ending marks? Okay. And then when you're finished doing your corrections, read these sentences back to us. Pause the video to have time to read. Now we're on to the new material. Okay, so today we're introducing our blend card NT. As you notice, it has the dash in front of it, and that indicates that there's generally a short vowel, and then the NT. Can you say nt? Nt. The key word for that is bent. Can you say bent? Okay, nt, nt. It's kind of difficult to say. Now I want you to trace NT. So I want you to do kind of a dash NT, 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 nt. 3 times. And then I want you to write it 3 times in the intro new material. Make sure you put the dash in front. And say the sound as you do it. Okay, the next one is mp. It also has a dash because it comes after a short vowel sound. The key word for that is lamp. Lamp. Okay, can you say mp? Mp. Mp. Okay, I want you to trace 3 times with the dash. Mp. 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 And then write it as well 3 times in the new material section. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Now I want you to take a minute, pause the video. You're going to practice reading words with these new blend sounds that we've learned today. So we've learned 2 new blends. I want you to pause the video and read words with the nt blend and the mp blend. Okay. All right. And now we're going to practice spelling some words with the nt blend and the mp blend. Put these together here. So just like when we do any spelling, I will say the word, you repeat the word, you touch spell the word, and then you write it. First word, rent. You will repeat rent. Then you will touch spell. R-E-N-T. You can do 2 fingers or you can do 1. Now that we've introduced it as a blend, it's up to you. But you can hear both of those sounds, so if you want to use 2 fingers, that is fine. Next word, mint. Repeat, touch spell, and write. You'll probably have to pause the video in between each word to write these. Hunt. Went. Tent. Lamp. Stamp. Dump. Limp. And damp. Check over your words. Do you have them spelled correctly? Now we're going to check those together. Are these the words that you have listed? Now in class, you probably would have written them down in each column. So just make sure that you're looking. If you made an error, cross it out and write the word correctly. Once you're finished with your error corrections, then I want you to read these words out loud. Okay? Now we're on to the read aloud section. So I want you to pause the video on each page. This is part 2 of On the Bike Hike. We did that in the 2 previous lessons. We did a repeated reading, and this is the second section of that. So I want you to go ahead, pause the video, and read this section. I will click through the other parts, and you'll pause on each section to read that as well. Pause. Pause again. Pause again and read. And that is the end of our Sonday Level 26 Day 3 lesson for today. Thank you and have a great day.